航空母艦Houshouです。ふつつか者ですが、よろしくお願いいたします。
As many of you know by now, I usually refer to the Japanese aircraft carrier Houshou as Mama. Now, why is that, you might be asking yourself? Well, not only because she's sweet and kind, but because she was the first ship in the world to be commissioned, designed, and built as an aircraft carrier. Not a conversion like other ships at the time, which were mostly cruisers and battleships. As she was also the Imperial Japanese Navy's first aircraft carrier, she can also be considered the mother of all the carriers of the IJN. And personally, she reminds me a lot of my own mama. Houshou's namesake is the Phoenix, and her name translates to Phoenix in Flight. She was laid down on December 16, 1920, and commissioned on December 27, 1922, 2 years before the HMS Hermes. A large portion of her career, Houshou served as a practice vessel for new pilots as well as for testing aircraft and equipment. Lessons from those trials heavily influenced the design and construction of the IJN Ryujo and subsequent conversions of Akagi and Kaga into carriers. In 1932, during the Shanghai incident, Houshou's aircraft engaged in the IJN's first aerial combat, damaging a whopping 1 Chinese fighter. Yes, I know, it sounds small, but it was 1932, okay? Starting on December 1st, 1937, Houshou was placed on reserve, and starting on August 12, 1939, she began to be used as a training carrier for new air crews. She then participated in the attack on Pearl Harbor, albeit only providing distant air cover for the main carrier force while they attacked. Houshou was also present during the Battle of Midway, but once again had no frontline role in the battle. By this time, her complement of Yokosuka B4Y torpedo bombers were obsolete. One of them discovered the burning and sinking IJN Hiryu during the battle. That kinda makes me sad. With the devastating loss of 4 aircraft carriers at Midway, the IJN was running a bit short on carriers. Despite this, Houshou was once again transferred to a reserve role to train even more air crews. Due in part to technical limitations, she could not operate the latest aircraft types including the A6M0, D3A Val, and the B5N Kate in combat. To account for this, her flight deck was widened and extended. In March 1945, she was damaged by an air raid launched by the infamous Task Force 58. And again slightly damaged in July 1945 while she was moored at Kure. By the time the war ended in September 1945, Houshou was still docked at Kure. She was one of only a handful of IJN ships that survived the war. Her final mission was to serve as a repatriation ship, transporting Japanese servicemen and civilians back to Japan. Houshou made a total of 9 repatriation trips, transporting about 40,000 passengers back home. From September 1946 to May 1st, 1947, she was scrapped at Osaka. And that's the story of Mama Houshou, and why I call her that, because it's kind of a unique story in a way. She was one of the few aircraft carriers that actually survived the war. The rest got turned into submarines. So yeah, if Happy Mother's Day, say Happy Mother's Day to your mama. I'll go give mine a hug when she gets home. So thank you for watching. You're all fantastic. And I'll see you next episode, if I make another one.